Okay, Unit 1.1 test review. So what is 48% as a decimal? We're going to take our percent. Our decimal is always after if there is no decimal. And to turn it into a decimal from our percent, we're moving it to the left twice. So it becomes 0.48. Okay, what is 5% as a decimal? So again, 5 are decimals after if there is no decimal, and again left twice. And empty loops get a 0, so this becomes 0.05. Now it says what's 98% as a decimal? Move it twice. I don't know why I changed colors, sorry y'all. That should be the same color. Okay, what is 0.01 as a percent? So as a percent, we do the opposite. We move it to the right twice. So this becomes 1%. So the next one, again, we're going to move the decimal to the right twice, and it becomes 60%. Now remember, you can also multiply by 100 or divide by 100 on these. Okay, here 34 as a percent, right twice, and we get 34%. Now, what is 58% as a fraction? So when we're going into fractions, we take our percent. Remember, percents are always out of 100. And then we simplify if possible. So 58 over 100, well, I know that both of those are even numbers. So I can simplify by cutting them both in half or dividing both by 2. I know 100 divided by 2 is 50. I know 58. 58 divided 2 is 29. And now this is as simple as it gets. So there's your answer. I know 29 is odd, 50 is even, so I can't cut them in half. 5 goes into 50, doesn't go there. So there's different numbers you can test, but that is as simple as it gets. Okay, what is 15 as a fraction? So same concept. You take your percent, 15% over 100. Now 2 does not go into both of those. They're not even, but I know 5 goes into 15 because it ends in a 5, and 5 goes into 100 because it ends in a 0. So divide by 5, divide by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 100 divided by 5 is 20. And that is as simple as it gets. So there is your fraction. Now these, you can make these as easy or as hard as you would like. A lot of people try to make them way too hard today. So 2.5 as a percent. So write it as a decimal. I know my whole number is 2 point, I know 1/2 is 5.5. If you're ever unsure, you can take your top number divided by bottom number, and it's 0.5. So 2.5. And to turn a decimal into a percent, I move it to the right twice, and this becomes 250%. So same concept. I know my whole number is 5.2/3, so 2 divided by 3 is 0.6 repeating. So I move it to the right twice, and I get 566%. Okay, number 11 says which symbol makes this statement true. Now remember, with negatives, it's opposite. So if you ignore the negative, which number is smaller? That's actually your bigger negative. Okay, so this number is bigger. Okay, now here 2/3 I just figured out. 2/3 is 0.6 repeating, so 0.66 repeating. So what's bigger, 0.66 or 0.62? 66 cents or 62 cents, so it's 2/3 that is bigger. Now, the first time I did this one, I'm going to tell you the truth, I did it backwards. So we want the bigger number to the smallest number. So 0.5, these are negative, so I know it's not those, and I have 0.9. So 0.9, 0.5. Okay, I know those are bigger. I'm going to cross them out as I go. And now remember, negatives are opposite. So this is a smaller number, meaning it's bigger. So there's that one. Same concept. I'm going to look at my positives first. 7.4 is my biggest. 0.2. Now, I don't even need to know what that equals, 5 over 10, because this is 4 and that's 7. So I know negative 4 is bigger than negative 7. Okay, you have a jar of marbles in front of you with the following colors. So we have 7 red. I like to always label mine on the side. 12 blue. 6 yellow. And 9 white. Which I need to figure out the total. So 7 plus 12 plus 6 plus 9 is 34 total. So I have 34 total. Okay, so it says, what are the odds of selecting a marble that is not blue? So I know, for placing it, and then one that is blue. So I know I'm doing 2 selections. So I need 2 fractions, and I'm going to multiply. So I know that I want one that is not blue the first time. There's 2 ways to find that. I can do my total minus 12, or I can do 7 plus 6 plus 9. So I know there's 22 not blue out of 34 marbles. Then it says replacing it, meaning I put that marble back and then I draw a blue marble. Well, there's 12 blue marbles out of a total of still 34 because I put that one marble back. Now, I could multiply right away. However, those are big numbers, and if I multiply 34 times 34, I'm going to get even bigger numbers, and we struggle with simplifying bigger numbers. So we're going to simplify. These are both even, so I can divide both by 2. As long as I do it to the top and bottom, it stays even. So this becomes 11 over 17 times, these are also both even, 6 over 17. And these are as simple as it gets, so now I'm going to multiply. 11 times 6 is 66. 17 times 17 is 289. And that does not simplify. You can double check. I know that 3 goes into 66, so I can do 289 divided by 3. Didn't work. Therefore, 6 won't go into it because 3 is a factor of 6. I can check 11. Also didn't work. So that is as simple as it gets. However, what if my answer was a percent? What if this was multiple choice and my answers were all percents? Take your fraction, top number divided by bottom number, and I get 0.228 and move it twice to the right. So I get 22.8%. Or remember, times 100 also works. Okay, another probability. It says you flip a coin 3 times in a row. So I'm doing something 3 times. So 1, 2, 3 fractions. What is a probability you will get 3 heads? So I'm flipping a coin. I know that there's 1 heads with 2 faces every time I flip it. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. So it's 1/8. Or again, I could find the percent. Times 100, which gives me 12.5%. Now it says draw a line to match the following like terms in each column. Okay, some people have struggled with this a little bit. So I want you to realize this is xy squared, which means I have x, y, y, because y squared just means y twice. This is yx, this is xxy, so xy, yxx, xyy. So I know I need an x and 2 y's. X and 2 y's, so A goes to K. Yx, xy, same thing, just different order, which is fine. b goes to I, therefore c, 2 x's and a y, 2 x's and a y. Find the coefficient. Coefficients, y'all, are the numbers in front of your variables. Variables with your with or without an exponent. So if there is no number in front, put a 1, sorry, and then take off your variable and your exponent. Whatever's left is your coefficient. There are your coefficients. Okay, simplify the following expressions. So on A, I know first thing I have to do is distribute. So distribute. Negative times 2x is negative 2x. Negative times a negative is a positive 3. So my parentheses are gone because I distributed. Do not put the parentheses back. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Now I can combine my like terms. So negative 2x minus 4x. And then positive 3 minus 8. Okay, on this next one, again, first things first, I need to distribute the negative, not the x, because the negative is what's touching my parentheses. So bring down my x, bring down my plus 6, minus 2x, minus 3, and combine like terms. X minus 2x is negative 1x, or negative x, and then negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. So either of those are good. So here, same concept. Now remember, don't forget PEMDAS, parentheses, nothing inside simplifies, exponents, there are none. Multiply, divide before you add or subtract. So do not do 2 plus 4 first. You have to distribute. So I'm going to bring down the 2. 4 times x is positive 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. 4x didn't have a like term. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. And what was the first step we did in all 3 parts of number 18? We distributed first every single time. If I can get to the next page. Okay, 20a. It says subtract. So solve the following algebraic expression. So subtract 2x plus 3 from x minus 4. If I'm going to take away, remember subtraction is take away, something from you, you have to have it first. So whatever you're taking it away from has to come first. So remember, from means flip-flop. So x minus 4 minus 2x plus 3. And remember, parentheses are proper. Now, we didn't need this parentheses because there's nothing in front. However, this one I have to distribute my negative. So minus 2x minus 3 and combine like terms. So x minus 2x is negative x or negative 1x, and negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Now this one is super similar. I just flip-flop them. So again, we have the word from, so we're going to go backwards. So 2x plus 3 minus x minus 4 minus x plus 4. So 2x minus x is x or 1x, and 3 plus 4 is positive 7. So the answers are not the same. They're similar, but these are both negatives, these are both positives. Those are different. Oop, throwing pins. Okay, number 21 says evaluate the following expressions with the given values. So here we have this, and we're given x equals negative 2 and y equals 3. So anytime you're given values for your letters, your variables, use parentheses to plug it in. So for x squared, so x was negative 2, xy, so negative 2 is x, y is 3. Now simplify. Follow PEMDAS, parentheses, nothing inside the parentheses simplifies, so exponents, negative 2 squared. Again, use your calculator. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. So then I get 4 times 4, which gives me 16. Now I have negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, which is is negative 6. And that does simplify. They're both even, so I can cut them both in half, and I get 8 over negative 3, which is as simple as it gets. Okay, B, same concept, 2. So x is the first one, so 2. X is the next letter, which is 2. Y is negative 1, then y is negative 1. So again, nothing inside the parentheses simplifies. So I have exponent, 2 squared is 4. I can start multiplying here in just a second. Okay, so 2 times 4 is 8, minus negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times negative 1. Here, negative 8 times negative 1 is positive 8. And remember, plus and negative is the same as minus, so 16 minus 1 is 15. Now, the biggest thing to remember on these is when you see sum or difference, you have to use parentheses. So the sum of a number and 6 divided by 7. Now, you can write this one two ways, just like that, or, because both of those mean divide. Triple a number, so x, decreased by 4. Oh my goodness. My censored lights. Okay, so that gives me 3 times x, which is just 3x minus 4. And there was no sum or difference, so I don't need parentheses. 4 times, no x. It doesn't say 4 times a number. It just says 4 times. The sum of a number and 2. So I can rewrite this like this. I don't have to put the dot for multiplication because parentheses means multiply as well. Now this is the sum of 4 times a number, so x and 2. Now, the big thing here is where the word sum was. These are different. If I distribute here, I get 4x plus 8, which is not the same as 4x plus 2. So those are very, very different. Okay, look at number 23. So here, we're following PEMDAS. Parentheses, so I need to simplify what's inside my parentheses first. So I'm going to bring down the 6. 2 squared is 4. That 4 minus 4 is 0. Well, 6 times 0 is 0, so that goes away. So then I have 7 minus 2 times 2 is 4, which gives me 3. Okay, here, remember with fractions, you simplify the whole top, then the whole bottom before you simplify the fraction. So I'm going to just look at the top. 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, again, I still have multiplication and division. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And now I can combine those. The only thing left is addition and subtraction, so I can just type in my calculator. And I get 12. And now I'm going to do the bottom. So I have to do multiplication first. So I have 3 minus 4 plus 15 divided by 5. Now I have to do the division. And then I have 3 minus 4 plus 3, which is 2. Well, 12 divided by 2 simplifies to 6. Last one. Mr. Prance got a paycheck with $1,345 for working at his company. He makes $27 an hour. At this rate, how many hours did he work to receive that paycheck? So I know my total divided by my hourly will give me my hours. So 1,345 divided by 27. That gives me 49.81. So A. All right, if you have questions, bring them to me before the test. Good luck.